The United Nations is proposing to pay nearly $6 million for protection in Afghanistan to Taliban-run Interior Ministry personnel. The United States too has announced this week that it will be issuing 3 special licenses to ensure that some international aid could flow to Afghanistan. The decision comes in wake of failing economic situation in the country post-Taliban seizure of power, which has severely affected the lives of common Afghans and has pushed over half of the country towards extreme poverty.
The United States would authorize some international transactions with the Taliban so that the aid to the war-torn country that has stopped nearly entirely could continue. With millions in Afghanistan facing the risk of famine, President Joe Biden has taken steps to let more aid into the country. The Treasury Department announced this week that it was issuing 3 new licenses, allowing certain officials and NGOs to bypass sanctions and work with Taliban leaders. The decision came a day after the United Nations proposed to pay nearly $6 million for protection in Afghanistan to the Taliban-run interior military personnel. Earlier, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken had acknowledged the growing hardships in the country and had hinted at taking some action in the direction of improving the situation in Afghanistan.
We've issued multiple now general licenses to make sure that other countries, institutions can feel free to move forward with their assistance and not be concerned about the application or implementation of sanctions against them.
It has been nearly 4.5 months since the Taliban swept to power in Afghanistan, ousting Ashraf Ghani's West-backed government. However, the situation, which many Afghans believed would improve, has only worsened. The feeling of fear has eased out, but not completely, as the Kalashnikov-wielding insurgents, in their ragtag mix of loose traditional clothing and combat jackets, have been replaced by uniformed security forces. But fears of revenge against anyone associated with the former government remain, and there are concerns over what will happen to women and to girls who are still largely excluded from high school education. While this is the reality at ground, Taliban blame American propaganda for tarnishing their image. There are locals who are optimistic under the Taliban too, but are fearful of the economics that will unfold in their rule.
ما از لحاظ امنیت یا از لحاظی که فساد کم شده از این راضی هستیم. اما از این لحاظی که مردم ها پریشان است، اقتصادشان به اصطلاح ضعیف است، در این روزها به مشکلات دست و پنجه نرم میگند. مامورین دولت معاش ندارند، 2 ماه 3 ماه میشه و کسایی که کسب کار بودن و برای اونا کار نیستن، اونا از این لحاظ مشکلات دارند.
In a separate bid to address the crisis, the UN Security Council passed a resolution that exempted donors, aid groups and financial institutions involved in humanitarian assistance from UN asset freezes on leaders of the Taliban and associated entities. The United Nations says nearly 23 million people, about 55% of the total population, are facing extreme levels of hunger, with nearly 9 million at risk of famine as winter takes hold. Afghanistan's economic crisis accelerated after the Taliban seized power in August as the last US troops withdrew. The United States and other donors cut financial assistance, and more than $9 billion in Afghanistan's hard currency assets were frozen. International community's muted response since then has only made the situation more complex, and only after these UN and the US decisions does it appear that there might be a slight improvement in the situation. But calling it a return of normalcy would be nothing short of an overstatement.